Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the more long-term benefits of using Leviathan IRE, and more specifically go over some of the longer-term benefits referring to clinical studies with some of the individual ingredients. So in this case, I want to talk a little bit about some of the individual benefits over the long term with curcumin and berberine. So first, with berberine, there was a study done on berberine versus metformin, basically comparing their effects on glucose metabolism. So what they found was that berberine was actually just as effective as the prescription drug metformin in controlling glucose metabolism, and it was actually more effective than metformin at controlling lipid metabolism. So basically what that meant was that the people who were taking berberine rather than metformin saw a reduction in LDL cholesterol and thus total cholesterol, and also saw a reduction in triglycerides that the group taking metformin did not see. So basically this study occurred over the period of 13 weeks, and subjects either took metformin 3 times a day or berberine 3 times a day. So the subjects who were taking berberine not only showed to be just as effective as metformin in glucose metabolism, but it was actually more effective than metformin in lipid metabolism. Now what that meant was that the people taking berberine saw a reduction in LDL cholesterol and triglycerides that the group taking the metformin 3 times a day did not see at all. So this basically showed that berberine was more effective overall because of its overall effects on both glucose metabolism and lipid metabolism. Now with the group taking berberine, another interesting thing that they also noticed was that over the course of 5 weeks, the subjects taking berberine continued to see lower and lower fasted blood glucose levels over each week until about week 5, where it finally reached a stable baseline level and then remained there until the end of the study, until the end of the 13 weeks. So this is another important thing to notice with berberine. If our goal is to reduce fasted blood glucose levels as much as possible and remain insulin sensitive, that we should be taking berberine for longer periods of time, and it's going to take up to 5 weeks of continued daily use to finally reach a baseline level, and then continue daily use of berberine from that point to keep our fasted blood glucose levels at that baseline level. So this is another beneficial effect of berberine that basically shows its importance of daily long-term use.